Hello, tropical fish keepers. Welcome to Life in the Amazon here on Aqua Alex Live. I'm your host, monster fish keeper and South American fish enthusiast, Aqua Alex Cardinale. How are you guys and gals doing today? Welcome to the 10th episode of Life in the Amazon. Yes, that's right, folks. This episode and this series has reached 10, which is great. I'm glad to see that you guys are enjoying Life in the Amazon. So, today we have an interesting topic. We're going to talk about nano fish, nano aquarium fish that come from South America and the Amazon River. And it is well known that the Amazon River is home to millions of fish species, some ranging from 2 inches to 6 feet in length. And there's a lot of gorgeous fish that come from South America. But there are species of very small fish that come into the aquarium hobby from South America, and that is the South American fish that we're going to focus on now. Over the next few weeks, we're going to focus on nano aquarium fish that come from South America. So let's answer the question first. What are nano aquariums and nano fish? Before I answer that question, I must state as a monster fish keeper, it is odd for me to talk about tiny little fish, but I enjoy them and I like them too as well. So, what are nano aquariums? Well, a nano aquarium is a small to medium aquarium that is used to house smaller fish. So basically, the word nano means small. So, nano aquariums is an aquarium that's going to house smaller fish. And nano aquariums can be in the ranges from 5 gallons up to 55 gallons. And I could turn my 125 gallon into a nano aquarium if I wanted to. All I had to do is remove all the monster fish and put a bunch of nano fish in there. So now that we know a nano aquarium is simply an aquarium housing a bunch of smaller fish. What are nano fish? Nano fish are basically fish that stay under 5 inches. So they're real small fish. Nano fish can include tetras, they can include barbs, they can include catfish, etc. So next time you're wondering to yourself, what are nano aquariums and nano fish? They are just really small fish and fish that live in small tanks. So that's very important to know. So we are going to be talking about nano aquarium fish that live in South America today. So the species of nano aquarium fish we're going to talk about today include cardinal tetras, black skirt tetras, one of my favorites, rummy nose tetras, otocinclus, panda cories, stirby cories, apistogrammas, and a couple of other fish. These are all common nano fish, and they're very beautiful, and they live only in South America. So I would like to say thank you to everyone that is watching this video, whether you're watching it live or you're catching the replay of today's video. I really appreciate your view. So give me a thumbs up, leave a like if you enjoy the video. And if you have any questions on anything I talk about, please feel free to post them in the comments. So, what are your favorite nano aquarium fish from South America? Let me know in the comments so that I can talk about that nano species next episode. What are your favorite fish? Let me know in the comments. I would say my favorite South American fish would be silver dollars. I have a whole collection of silver dollars. I've got Myloplus scumberki wide bars, Mylius riverapinus red hooks, and Mylosoma silver dollars. But what are your favorite South American fish? Let me know in the comments. So on today's video, I am going to feature a couple of videos that I took from New England Aquarium, and they are videos that I believe there's a few neon tetras in there and rummy nose tetras. Those are tetras we're going to talk about today, and the New England Aquarium has a wonderful exhibit showcasing those fish. So let's get started. Let's talk about our first species, and this is a really popular species of nano aquarium fish in the aquarium hobby. It is the neon tetra. Look how beautiful the neon tetra is. Now, the neon tetra has a silver body with a blue line and red coloration. Are extremely popular in the aquarium hobby. However, in recent years, they have been somewhat difficult to keep alive. They're extremely finicky. But there are some captive raised ones, tank raised ones, and farm raised ones that are a little bit more hardier than the wild caught variants. The neon tetras stay very small. They will not grow past 2 inches. So a full grown neon tetra will probably be about 2 inches, and you can keep a neon tetra in pretty much anything from a 10-gallon and above. And they are schooling fish, so you are going to want to keep them in a school. And you could probably keep about 5 or 6 of them. The larger the school, the better. And they will eat practically anything. So you can feed neon tetras, chopped up flakes, chopped up pellets, etc. Really small, fine foods for the neon tetra under 2 inches. And you could also give neon tetras frozen bloodworms, etc. The next species of nano aquarium fish we're going to talk about resembles the neon tetra very much. It looks just like it, but there's a couple of differences, and that is the cardinal tetra. It almost has the same name as my last name, except I'm known as Cardinale. But the cardinal tetra is pretty cool. So here is a picture of the gorgeous cardinal tetra. Look how pretty this cardinal tetra is. Why is it not showing up on my screen? That's odd. Let's try again. Um, there we go. There is a picture of a cardinal tetra. Now, the difference between a cardinal tetra and a neon tetra is the cardinal tetra has more red. So let's look at the neon tetra one more time. Here's a picture of the neon, and it only has red at the end of the body. Now look at the cardinal. The cardinal has red from the end all the way to the beginning of the body. Now the cardinal tetra will grow to be about 2 inches, just like the neon tetra, and they come from Colombia, Brazil, Venezuela, etc. And they are a very, very popular aquarium fish. As a matter of fact, locals in the Amazon River rely on getting money from collecting the cardinal tetra for the aquarium hobby. The cardinal tetra is one of the fish that Project Piaba was created for. Project Piaba was created to make sure that wild-caught cardinal tetras continue to enter the aquarium hobby to supply these aquarium fishermen with a steady income. Cardinal tetras can be somewhat difficult to keep in a home aquarium, but a well-experienced aquarium hobbyist that knows what he's doing should be able to keep the cardinal tetra. Just do your research before getting them. I've never really kept many tetras. I've never kept cardinal tetras, but I'm sure I would be pretty good at keeping them. They have the same water parameters as angelfish and discus, so if you can keep angelfish and discus, I'm sure you could keep cardinal tetras. So we've talked about neon tetras and cardinal tetras. Our next tetra, and this is one of my personal favorite tetras, and yes, I have kept this species before. It is the rummy nose tetra. I always say the rummy nose tetra looks just like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. A very cute, adorable little tetra. And here is a picture of a rummy nose tetra. And the reason they're called rummy nose tetra is the red coloration running along the side of its face and eyes, and a little flag tail at the end of the body. The rummy nose tetra is a very interesting and cool tetra. There are 3 different species of rummy nose tetras, and the species that I kept was the Peruvian rummy nose, which is very similar looking to this one. Rummy nose tetras make great additions to discus and angelfish aquariums. They are very peaceful, and they're a great schooling, shoaling fish. As a matter of fact, they look stunning in a school. Very, very colorful schooling fish. And they're somewhat hardy. There are reports from other fish keepers that they've had trouble keeping the rummy nose tetra. But when I had my community aquarium, the year that I graduated high school in 2013, I had no issues with rummy nose tetras. They lived a good life in my aquarium many years ago. So if I had no problems keeping rummy nose tetras, I'm sure you can keep rummy nose tetras as well. I really miss rummy nose tetras. I may end up getting some rummy nose tetras for my 55-gallon aquarium that is empty right now. Very, very gorgeous fish. All right, so right now we are going to see some live neon cardinals and rummy nose tetras. These videos were taken on my senior trip to the New England Aquarium. My high school senior trip was to the New England Aquarium in Boston, and I loved the South American Amazon display at the New England Aquarium. And one of their display aquariums had a green anaconda, and I really respect and I love the green anaconda. But in that green anaconda tank was a massive school of cardinal tetras and rummy nose tetras, and I think there may have been some neon tetras in there. I'm not 100% positive. But there was also some Santa Perca Leacustica and some dwarf cichlids in there. So that's why I figured I'd play it on this video. And the second video I'm going to play is a 6-second video showing off amazing school of rummy nose tetras. Let's see those gorgeous videos now.
Clutch. I wonder if it's eat.
So that was a pretty cool looking exhibit from the New England Aquarium. There were some rummy nose tetras in there, cardinal tetras. I love those Santa Perca Leacustica. I need to get some for my 125-gallon aquarium behind me. I wonder if the green anaconda ever eats any of those fish. That's a good thing to worry about, but that's not my worries. So the next video I'm going to play is a small display aquarium that they have that is filled with rummy nose tetras. Check this out.
The dorsal, the anal, and the caudal can play in the role in the side-to-side motion. You can press the other.
Very, very cool schooling fish. Aren't the rubby nose tetras an amazing schooling fish? I sure think so. And speaking of schooling fish, look at my red hooks behind me. They're in a school. That is very, very amazing. Red hook silver dollars and black bar silver dollars are one of my favorite schooling fish from South America. And that could be another topic that I cover here on Life in the Amazon. All right, so the next species I'm going to talk about is another species of tetra, and it is known as the black skirt tetra, perhaps one of the most common tetras in the aquarium hobby. The black skirt tetra are glow tetras. So you know those tetras that are sold as glow fish? Well, they are black skirt tetras. And black skirt tetras are very common for a very good reason. They are very hardy in the aquarium hobby. They are very easy to keep, and they can adapt to a wide range of aquarium water parameters. Now, the black skirt tetra is one of my particular favorite kinds of tetras because they make for a great dither fish. Yes, believe it or not, I had a school of black skirt tetras in with my wolffish until they were all eaten by my peacock bass, and they made my wolffish more active. And I think it's because of the black skirt tetras that my wolffish are more active even today with them missing and them not in the aquarium anymore. But if I were to ever set up a community aquarium, I would definitely get a black skirt tetra school. They may look plain to some people, they may be an ugly fish to some people, but they're relatively inexpensive. They're very easy to keep, and they're a great beginner fish. The black skirt tetra probably will grow to be about 2.5 to 3 inches, and they can be kept in schools of 5, 10, 15, 20, and they'll eat just about anything from fish flakes to frozen food to chopped up pellets, and they can be kept with angelfish and rams and dwarf cichlids and other community fish. They are very popular in the aquarium hobby because of how easy they are to keep and how affordable they are in the aquarium hobby. So the black skirt tetra, a very good looking tetra. So those are the 4 species of tetra that we're going to talk about on this episode of Life in the Amazon and Nano Fish. On the next episode of Life in the Amazon Nano Fish, we'll have 4 more species of tetra to talk about. But the next species we're going to talk about is a cichlid. And when people think of cichlids, they think of large, predatory, aggressive cichlids like Oscars, peacock bass, etc. But South America is home to a plethora of dwarf cichlids that stay pretty small, are moderately aggressive to semi-aggressive, and are very, very beautiful. This species of cichlid that I'm going to talk about today is very popular in the aquarium hobby. However, they do have specific care requirements and can be a little bit hard to keep in the aquarium hobby because they need as close to natural water parameters as possible, which means that most aquarium hobbyists, if they have hard tap water or a high pH, are going to have to get a RO unit and replicate natural waters for this fish. But if you do that, it is a reward because this species has many individual species that are absolutely gorgeous. My dear friend Jeremy Stellhorn loves this fish. It is one of his favorite South American fish. And of course, I am talking about the Apistogramma cichlids. Now, apistos are very beautiful, but I really don't know much about them because I have never personally kept them and I've never seen them in my local fish store to my knowledge. Now, they may have been at my fish store and I may have overlooked them, not knowing what they look like in person. I may have overlooked them. The fact is, I've never kept apistogrammas. I don't remember ever seeing any of them, but I have researched them because there have been times in the aquarium hobby where I wanted to do a tank dedicated to apistogrammas, and that may happen in the future, the very near future, to say the least. Some of the apistogrammas that are in the aquarium hobby are very, very gorgeous and very sexy, if I say so. Apistogrammas, I know I'm probably going to butcher this name, but Apistogramma agassizii and Apistogramma cacatoides, I believe, are some of the gorgeous ones. Even the wild caughts of those are gorgeous, but there are captive raised ones and farm raised ones that have even more color, and they are very, very sexy fish. Now, apistogrammas, they like their water soft, just like the discus and the angelfish that come from South America. So they're going to try to mimic their soft water. I would assume that an apistogramma's water range would be a pH of maybe 6.0 to 7.2 and a temperature range of 74 to 78 degrees Fahrenheit and sometimes even higher. And you're going to want to keep these in trios or four or more just in case you get a pair so that the other ones don't get killed. And I assume they would eat bloodworms, market shrimp chopped up, pellets, etc. So if you're into small, colorful fish, the apistogramma would probably be a good fish for you. It is an outstanding looking fish, very colorful, and I've been told they have a lot of personality. Very, very awesome looking tetra, or excuse me, very awesome looking cichlid. And it is one that I want to keep in the near future. So if I ever get a tank available, which I have now, I may consider keeping angelfish and apistogrammas. So far we've talked about the neon, the cardinal, the rummy nose, the black skirt tetra, and we've talked about the apistogramma. So we are going to take our commercial break, which is being brought to us by Jeremy Stellhorn and his business, Little Egypt Aquarium Club. Little Egypt Aquarium Club sells amazing products. They have sponge filters, they have driftwood, and they have amazing fish food products. Find out how you can save 10% by watching this quick commercial. And when we come back, we're going to wrap up this episode of Life in the Amazon when I talk about two catfish species that are nano aquarium fish from South America. So let's take this quick break, and when I come back, we'll talk about the Otosyncolis and some Corydoras species.
The following message is brought to you by Jeremy Stellhorn and Little Egypt Aquarium Club. Get our awesome aquarium products and find out how to save 10% using coupon code ALEX.
Hello, I am Brandy Cardinale the Beagle. I'm here to introduce Aqua Alex, and he has a special message. He's going to tell you a place where to get high quality aquarium supplies and how to save 10%.
Hey everybody, Aqua Alex Cardinale here. I've got a very special announcement for you. My buddy Jeremy Stellhorn has an online business called Little Egypt Aquarium Club that specializes in aquarium supplies such as driftwood and Ducko caves and also tropical fish food. Little Egypt Aquarium Club provides aquarium hobbyists with the specialized tropical fish food and aquarium supplies. I personally recommend Rapashi tropical fish food. Little Egypt Aquarium Club has plenty of Rapashi. You can find Rapashi Community Plus for all your community fish, and you can even find Rapashi Morningwood for your royal plecos and your panicu plecos that need wood in their diet. LittleEgyptAquariumClub.com, your home for all sorts of aquarium supplies and tropical fish food. Be like Aqua Alex and purchase Rapashi for your aquarium fish. I have predatory fish, and even they themselves love Rapashi. And get this, I, Aqua Alex Cardinale, love saving money when I buy quality aquarium products. I'm here to help you save money. So when you purchase from LittleEgyptAquariumClub.com, I'm going to give you a discount code so that you can save 10%. All you need to do at checkout is use coupon code ALEX to save 10% on your order. That's right, to save 10% on your order, just use coupon code ALEX. LittleEgyptAquariumClub.com. Every purchase helps Aqua Alex, and it'll help you as well. So go to LittleEgyptAquariumClub.com, place an order, and use the coupon code ALEX to get 10% off. Now, back to the Tropical Fish Chat. All right, welcome back to Life in the Amazon here on Aqua Alex Live. And today we are starting a new series on Life on the Amazon where we're talking about nano aquarium fish that come from South America. And as we learned earlier, nano fish are fish that stay under 4 inches, and nano aquariums are those aquariums that house the nano fish. And you can turn any aquarium into a nano aquarium. You can turn a 1,000-gallon aquarium into a nano aquarium. It becomes a nano aquarium when you have nano fish in them. And before the commercial break, I talked about neon tetras, cardinal tetras, rummy nose tetras, black skirt tetras, and epistogrammas. And to conclude today's show, we're going to talk about 3 species of catfish that stay small and are considered nano fish. All 3 of these species are very popular in the aquarium hobby, and 2 of them belong to the Corydoras family. But before we talk about the Corydoras, let's talk about the smallest species of pleco. It's in the pleco family, and it's an algae eater that we're going to talk about on today's show. I myself find that this fish is one of the most gorgeous, adorable algae eaters in the aquarium hobby. I would love to have them in my tanks, but because they stay so small, they would be gobbled up and they would be lunch, unfortunately, and they're too nice of a fish to be eaten. I'm talking about Otocinclus. And I'm talking about the common Otocinclus, the ones you're more likely to find at Petco and PetSmart and your local fish store on a regular basis. The Otocinclus is a very, very nice, cute algae eater. And they're one of the best algae eaters out there on the freshwater side of the aquarium hobby. Otocinclus are great for small aquariums because they don't get large at all. They'll max out at around 3 inches, and they love to school together. So you're going to want to keep them in a school, and they will eat algae. They will go to town eating algae, but you're also going to want to supplement their diet with vegetables like cucumber, veggie flakes, etc. I've had a group of these in my 75-gallon when I had a community tank, and they did amazing until they got picked off one by one by my breeding pair of angelfish. And I got to tell you, when they kept my tank clean, they did. They ate every hair algae and every brown algae that was on the back of my aquarium glass. They're pretty much similar to the flat-tailed Procholotus in eating algae. They're one of the top freshwater algae eaters. The only drawback for me personally, because I am a monster fish hobbyist, is that they stay small and they would likely end up lunch for many of my fish. But the Otosyncolus is an amazing algae eater, and it's very popular in the aquarium hobby, and it comes from all over South America. You'll find them in Peru, Colombia, Venezuela, and other parts of South America. So now let's talk about Corydoras. And anytime I talk about Corydoras catfish, I have to give a mention to my late friend, Lynn Mathney, who bred Corydoras. She was the Corydoras lady. She loved everything and anything Corydoras. She'd be able to tell you a male Corydoras from a female Corydoras. She could tell you how to breed them, how to keep them, etc. So anytime I see Corydoras at a fish store, or anytime I have the pleasure of talking about Corydoras, I think of my friend Lynn Mathney, who sadly passed away a number of years ago. And I've always told Lynn that I would eventually set up a tank to keep Corydoras. They're a very popular fish. And the two species that I'm going to talk about, most popular ones that are kept in the aquarium hobby. The first species I'm going to talk about is known as the Corydoras sturbi, or sturbi corydoras. These are the ones that people keep with discus and angelfish because they are extremely hardy and they like warmer water. So the sturbi corydoras can handle discus-like temperatures. Now, you're going to want to keep the sturbi corydoras in a large school. So you can do like 8 or 10 of them depending on your aquarium size. And like I said, they can be kept with discus or angelfish, or you can keep them with epistogrammas or any of the ram cichlids or any other dwarf cichlids that come from South America. So their pH is going to be neutral. So you want to keep it at 6.4 to 7.4. The temperature that these guys can be kept at can be anywhere from 76 to 82 degrees Fahrenheit. And you want to watch the ammonia and make sure your water parameters are in check. That could be a little bit delicate to bad water parameters or bad water conditions. So make sure that you are doing your water changes and make sure that you are keeping up on good water quality. And if you do that, you're going to be treated with an amazing catfish school. I love how the Corydoras sturbi school together. They're very gorgeous. Look at that picture that I have on the screen. That is a very colorful mini Corydoras species. The sturbi Corydoras is a little bit more expensive for most people than other Corydoras species, but there's a good reason for that. The sturbi Corydoras is a lot colorful than other Corydoras that are out there. And the last fish that I'm going to talk about today is another species of Corydoras, and this one really doesn't have a scientific name. It is known as Corydoras panda or Panda Corydoras, and it's very beautiful as well. So looking at the image, you can see why it is known as Panda Corydoras, and that's because it resembles a panda, a very, very awesome looking Corydoras. Now, these guys are very hardy. They're much hardier than the sturbi Corydoras, and they can be kept in any water parameters. They will acclimate to those water parameters very, very well. And they will eat just about anything from frozen bloodworms to uh, small pellets and tropical fish flakes. And they'll do well with tetras, live bearers, gouramis, etc. So the Corydoras panda, one of my personal favorite Corydoras species. All right, guys and gals, That is this episode of Life in the Amazon. I hope you enjoyed me talking about nano aquarium fish that live in South America. Tonight we talked about neon tetras, cardinal tetras, rominos, and black skirt tetras, and we also talked about apistogrammas, odocinculus, and Corydoras sturbi, and Corydoras panda. On our next episode of Life in the Amazon, Nano Aquarium Fish Part 2, we're going to talk about even more species of tetra. So, the next episode of Life in the Amazon, I'm going to talk about Serpay tetras, one of my favorite species of tetras. This is a species of tetra that I've kept numerous times. We'll talk about glow light tetras, red eye tetras, and I've kept them before. We'll talk about more Corydoras species, and our cichlid that we're going to talk about next week is going to be the ram cichlid, both the Bolivian rams and the German blue rams. I love the Bolivian rams. The Bolivian rams come from Bolivia and they're very colorful. And we'll have some more species of nano aquarium fish that we'll talk about on the next episode of Life in the Amazon. So, fish keepers, I hope you enjoyed this edition of Life in the Amazon. And I had an honor and a privilege talking about nano aquarium fish. Now, I'm more of a monster fish guy, and I haven't kept many nano fish. So, excuse my ignorance if I gave out any misinformation on these nano fish, but I had a lot of fun talking about these fish. So, before I end today's video, I do have a couple of announcements that I would like to make. And my first announcement is that my ever so successful podcast is coming back, but it is coming back on YouTube as a video podcast, much like this one. Aquatic Wetline is back. Aquatic Wetline returns on Tuesday, April 26th, 2022. Aquatic Wetline is going to be hosted by me and my co-host, Steve from Steve's Aquatics, and it's going to be a Fish Keepers Roundtable, and we're going to have a guest each and every month. This month's guest is a good friend of mine, and he is a former Marine, and he loves cichlids. His name is James Anthony, and he will be our first interview. And our topic is going to be entering the aquarium hobby. And we're all going to reminisce on how we entered the aquarium hobby. And we'll talk about things beginners should know about the aquarium hobby. That all goes down on the return of Aquatic Wetline on Tuesday, April 26th at 10 p.m. or excuse me, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. I cannot wait for that. I want to see how it works out. It's my first time having a co-host in a long time. And then the day after that, Wednesday, April 27th, 2022, at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, I'll be hosting the Ask Aqua Alex Live Fish Keepers Q&A for April. So make sure to send in your questions now. Email your tropical fish keeping questions to alexgoyankeescardinelli19@gmail.com. So as always, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Legendary Alex Cardinelli, if you're new to my channel, so you don't miss Aquatic Wetline or the Fish Keepers Q&A, because those are going to be the biggest episodes of April 2022. Joe Smith is in the house. Hey, Joe, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you'll watch the beginning of the show and see what you missed, but I appreciate your live view. Thank you very much, brother, and thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the video. All right, guys, have a great rest of your night. Enjoy the fish keeping hobby, and remember, happy fish keeping. Good night, everybody. Hey, fish keepers, you know who I am. I'm Aqua Alex Cardinale, and I made my name on a podcast known as Aquatic Wetline, my most successful podcast that I ever hosted, and perhaps the most successful aquarium podcast out there, past or present. If you've never heard of Aquatic Wetline, just do a Google research and you will see all the amazing episodes that I have hosted. But today I'm excited and honored to tell you that Aquatic Wetline is making a comeback. Aquatic Wetline is coming back bigger, bolder, and better than ever. And Aquatic Wetline will be hosted right here on my YouTube channel, the legendary Alex Cardinale. It will be a video podcast. That's right. Aquatic Wetline will be coming back as a video podcast. Now, Aquatic Wetline is coming back in a whole new platform and a whole new experience. Aquatic Wetline is coming back as a Fish Keepers Roundtable, which means there will be multiple fish keepers on the show discussing a wide range of topics. There's going to be two hosts and a fish keeper or multiple fish keeping guests. Aquatic Wetline Fish Keepers Roundtable is going to be hosted by me, Aqua Alex Cardinale, and one of my most loyalist subscribers, one of my most loyal audience members, a man that's been listening to Aquatic Wetline since its existence and has been following my YouTube channel, Steve's Aquatics. So, Aquatic Wetline Fish Keepers Roundtable will be hosted by Aqua Alex and Steve's Aquatics. And there will be special guest fish keepers each month. It's going to be a monthly series. Aquatic Wetline Fish Keepers Roundtable will debut on Tuesday, April 26th, 2022, live at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific on my YouTube channel, the legendary Alex Cardinale. Our inaugural guest is going to be fish keeper James Anthony. Now, James and I have been friends for numerous years, all throughout my aquarium hobby. James is a great guy. He specializes in Central and South American cichlids and aggressive fish, just like I do. This is going to be the first time that I have James on my aquarium podcast, and I look forward to speaking about tropical fish with James. And I look forward to having a co host on Aquatic Wetline for the first time in a long time. The topics for the April 2022 Fish Keepers Roundtable for Aquatic Wetline include how James, Steve, and I entered the aquarium hobby, what we have learned over the years. We'll discuss our mistakes and our successes. We'll give our advice to beginners. We'll discuss our favorite fish species and more. So make sure you guys mark your calendars. Aquatic Wetline Fish Keepers Roundtable debuts on my YouTube channel Tuesday, April 26th, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. And again, it is live on my YouTube channel, the legendary Alex Cardinale, Tuesday, April 26th, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Aquatic Wetline is back. Hey, tropical fish keepers, Aqua Alex Cardinale here. I am inviting you to be a part of the April 2022 Tropical Fish Keepers Q&A. Each and every month, I look forward to answering your fish keeping questions. I will answer all fish keeping questions, whether they are freshwater or saltwater. So start submitting your questions now. The April 2022 Ask Aqua Alex Live Fish Keepers Q&A is airing on Wednesday, April 27th, 2022, live at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, on my YouTube channel, the legendary Alex Cardinale. So start emailing your fish keeping questions to alexgoyankiescardinale19@gmail.com. You can ask any freshwater or saltwater aquarium related questions that you have. I can answer any fish keeping questions. I have experience in both freshwater and saltwater, as I've kept numerous freshwater species and I've kept saltwater species before as well. You can email your questions in a text format, or you can film a video asking your questions, and I will answer your questions live on the Fish Keepers Q&A Wednesday, April 27th. Also, I need photos and videos of your fish and aquarium to show off on the Fish Keepers Show Off on the month of April 2022. So email photos and videos of your fish and your aquarium to alexgoyankiescardinale19@gmail.com. I can guarantee that you have beautiful fish and beautiful aquariums, so come show them off. Email photos and videos of your fish and aquarium to alexgoyankiescardinale19@gmail.com. Topics for the April Fish Keepers Q&A. I'm going to talk about my favorite community fish, and I'm going to talk about freshwater fish that are just as colorful as saltwater fish. So learn about my favorite community fish and learn about freshwater fish that are just as colorful as saltwater fish. It all goes down on the April 2022 Fish Keepers Q&A, and that is live Wednesday, April 27th, 2022, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, right here on my YouTube channel, the legendary Alex Cardinale. I will see you all there, and I look forward to answering your questions. Happy Easter from me, Easter Bunny Alex Cardinale. I, Easter Bunny Alex Cardinale, will be hosting the inaugural Easter 2022 Bash, which will be airing right here on this YouTube channel, Saturday, April 16th, 2022 at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. Just one day before Easter, join me, Easter Bunny Alex Cardinale, for a special Easter Bash. The very first one to be hosted by Easter Bunny Alex Cardinale. Easter Bunny is proud to announce there will be Easter appearances by Aqua Alex Cardinale and Chef Alex Cardinale. Chef Alex is going to make one of my favorite treats. Chef Alex will show you how to make honey roasted carrots, and he will make one awesome Easter dessert, and Chef Alex will give tips for hosting a delicious Easter dinner. Now, I'm a bunny, but I love tropical fish. So I've called upon Aqua Alex to be on the Easter 2022 bash. Aqua Alex will discuss Easter-themed aquarium fish, and he will discuss the saltwater rabbit fish, aka fox faces and the spotted rabbit fish, and Aqua Alex will discuss treats that I could give your fish as Easter Bunny Alex Cardinale. Now, Easter Bunny Alex Cardinale, will discuss my favorite Easter memories. I will have a message for people of all ages. I'll discuss the true meaning of Easter, and I may enjoy some Easter candy with all of you. It's going to be a fun time. Legendary Alex Cardinale is going to join me to paint some Easter eggs. So what will we paint the Easter eggs? You got to tune in to find out. Happy Easter, everybody. I hope you enjoy the Easter season, and most importantly, I hope you'll tune in to the Easter 2022 bash, live Saturday, April 16th, 2022, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, exclusively on my YouTube channel, the legendary Alex Cardinale. Happy Easter, and go get those Easter candies.